So let's talk about ID Seal and ID Seal Protect. So why protect yourself with identity theft protection? That is the question. So let's talk about that right now. So do you recognize any of these big names on here? Maybe JP Morgan, Equifax, Marriott, LinkedIn, Facebook, eBay, Microsoft, Adobe, Yahoo, Home Depot, just to name a few. So do you recognize any of those names? Well, they have all had data breaches. Okay, that's huge. Every single one of them had data breaches in the past, okay? So here's some questions that you can ask someone to open conversation, kind of conversation starters about identity theft protection. So, it's kind of sometimes like, what do I say? So these are questions you can ask. Have you ever heard about all the data breaches and identity information being stolen or compromised lately? That could be something that you can see and kind of see where that goes. Do you or anyone in your household ever shop online? How about, do the kids do online gaming? Because that's opening their stuff up. How about, do you or anyone in the household use social media? I think that's like almost everybody, right? Do you have your retirement portfolio secure? That's the thing. You worked so hard to build it up. Is it secure? Were you impacted by one of the largest data breaches in 2017 where 147 million people were impacted by the Equifax breach? I know myself and my husband were compromised. So a shortcut, if you just go to the web browser, type in myidseal.com, it will take you directly to the Equifax page, and you can put in your information to see if you were breached. The case has been closed because they were doing a settlement, a huge settlement went out and all that. That has been closed. However, you can still determine whether or not somebody was compromised back in 2017. So when I find that out, because kind of last resort. And if I see they've been compromised, I'm like, oh my gosh, you've been exposed. Do you know what that means? That means your information's out there. It's compromised. And that means they could be selling in the dark web. There's, thousands of dark webs out there. You just don't even know. It's a matter of, it's going to happen to you. So it's not a matter of if, rather it's a matter of when your information will be stolen or compromised if it hasn't already been, right? That's super, super important. So now I will show you some of this is in your back office. These are, I would say, go in your back office, print this out, all the features that offered to the different plans available to ID Seal and the ID Seal Protect. It's so important you have a basic knowledge. So when somebody asks, well, what does it cover? Like, well, my bank does that. Well, okay, well, does your bank do all this? Because I know they don't. So this goes through, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, and does a side-by-side comparison with some other reputable name identity theft protection companies. This is the Platinum. This is for the adult plans and what it covers, so the credit bureaus, the alerts, monitoring, the privacy tips. Here's what the ID Seal Protect does. So these are some big things that it also was an added feature that came along with ID Seal. And then here's the family plan. This is a new option for people that do sign on for the very first time. They can choose the family plan. And then this goes through that, and there's the price difference. And then, of course, all the different features that is covered, okay? And then how are kids protected? It talks about that because kids, actually, believe it or not, kids and elderly are more susceptible than anybody, okay? Just so you know. So now, finally, look in the notes. I've circled kind of like where you're going to find this on the YouTube channel. You're going to find, you want to look at the ID Seal Center cheat sheet notes that I created. So when somebody signs up for ID Seal, I always send this to them via email. And this is basically something that I created that if somebody changes their credit card, maybe they want to pull a credit report, they don't know where to go. This literally tells them exactly where to go. And where to find where to go and where to add things. Okay. I also have a video on YouTube to send to people. So actually it's a document. This is also a document, a Google Doc. It has all the YouTubes of different stories of people, somebody who's been compromised. There's some ACN stuff that's in your back office, actually, ACN stories, but also other stuff from 2020 or from like news and things like that of different individuals who have their information compromised that you can use and send to people. And then ID Seal and ID Seal Protect information, that is just a cheat sheet that's for you to kind of go through and learn a little bit more about. And then I also have a YouTube that I created that when, I think it was in June or July, ACN announced that IDSIL was going to give the ability to now where you can track your 401k, 457, your retirement plans, as well as add your credit cards or your debit cards, things like that. And you can monitor every single transaction. So you could set it. So for example, if it goes below, I don't know, $50, your account goes below $50, you can be notified. If a transaction over $50 occurs, you want to be notified. So anything like that, you can set the dollar amount and it will notify you. Okay, so you get an alert on that. So that I created, whether somebody does it on their desktop or their smartphone, it's two different ways of doing it. And I created that. So that's something that you can also access and send to people. So hope this information was helpful. As always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out.